Be aware of a consultant that promises you everything, a complete package from franchise consulting through legal, through franchise sales. When you franchise your business, you're doing two things. You're creating the legal framework for your new franchise system, which means preparing your franchise disclosure document, your franchise agreement, all the legal infrastructure to legally offer and sell franchises. So when you're looking to franchise your business, you're gonna read information, have recommendations. You're gonna hear about franchise lawyers, and you're also gonna hear about franchise consultants, or they're also called franchise developers. What's the difference? What do you really need to know as you make a decision about the future of your business? Well, let's get to the basics. Franchising involves legal and business strategy, right? You're looking to expand the reach of your business, recruit and onboard franchisees that are going to duplicate your business model, open up new locations, and you're going to create a franchise organization. So franchise lawyers, they're licensed professionals, and most of them specialize in franchising, and they're going to prepare the entire legal infrastructure for your franchise offering, your franchise disclosure document, your franchise agreements, your state franchise registrations. They're even going to do things like preparing your Item 19 financial performance representations. If you're working with a good franchise lawyer, chances he or she is dedicated to just franchise law, works with many franchisors, and should have some insights and understanding as to development issues of the franchise system you're setting up. For example, what would be competitive benchmarks or best practices for your franchise system, like the initial franchise fee, multi-unit franchise development opportunities, how to structure your FDD so it's competitively positioned and matches your business. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, what you're also going to find is there's franchise consultants and franchise developers out there. They have value, but it depends who you're working with, right? A franchise consultant can bring expertise about franchise sales strategies, initial franchise development strategies, preparation of your franchise operations manual. So there's a balance, or there could be a good balance. So let's get into some questions or things you need to know. First is, do you need to hire both a franchise lawyer and franchise consultant? Well, for sure, we know one thing. You need to comply with federal franchise laws and state franchise laws. So you definitely need a franchise lawyer. And I'd recommend strongly the franchise lawyer is someone you select, you qualify, and it's not someone that a franchise consultant just recommends. Do you need a franchise consultant? You don't necessarily need one. Do I recommend one? Absolutely, if they're good and if they're a qualified franchise consultant with the right mindset about growing your business. And a sneak preview into what I'm going to talk about in a few minutes, there's franchise consultants out there that are going to promise you everything in the world, and you need to be cautious because they may be just focused on selling you on the concept of franchising without focusing on a pathway for success. So your franchise lawyer is going to prepare your entire legal infrastructure, everything you're going to need to offer and sell franchises, your FDD, your franchise agreement. They're going to be reviewing and preparing your trademark registrations or supplemental trademark filings, setting up your franchise corporate entities, conferring with your accountant about your corporate structure, and setting that legal foundation so you comply with federal and state franchise laws. Franchise consultant, prepare your operations manual, help you with your franchise sales planning and projections, and provide really good consulting in terms of what works best for you in the franchise world. So is there value in hiring a franchise consultant? Yes, with the caveat that you need to be careful, okay? So there's no special license or requirement that anyone needs to call themselves a franchise consultant or franchise developer. So in the franchise world, you have franchise consultants and developers that operate at the highest level in terms of ethics, capability, industry know-how, and provide compelling value. There's also consultants and developers that, in my opinion, are more interested in selling you on the concept of franchising and you paying them than actually seeing you succeed long-term. So you need to be careful as to the quality and the type of consultant you're working with. What we see often, and what you need to be cautious about, is if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And what we find is not the high quality franchise consultants, but there's franchise consultants or developers out there. They're going to promise you everything. In fact, they promise you a complete package of everything you're going to need to franchise your business. And what they're claiming to package is their consulting services, preparation of your FDD, even though that's a legal document, preparation of your franchise agreement, filing of your trademarks. I've even seen some that even promise to package into their fee accounting services, development of your operations manual, and even franchise sales. So let's unpack this packaging. One, if a consultant is promising you one completely fixed fee package for everything that includes FDD development, you need to be very cautious. One, consultants are not allowed to offer legal services. They're not allowed to package in pricing of an FDD. And if you think you're saving money, you're not. Because what's happening is if they promise that it's their in-house attorney that's going to prepare these documents and you could have your own attorney review it, what you're missing out on is a critical legal relationship. You're missing out on having someone in your corner who's going to be there and accountable to you for many years. And also, many times when these consultants are packaging the legal, what they're really doing is just outsourcing it to the lowest cost attorney, someone they have a relationship with, someone who's beholden to them and not to you, right? So in my opinion, it's illegal, but more than that, it's going to harm you because you need that critical relationship and you need a really good lawyer in your corner. The other reason I don't like this is consultants, package this to entice you. They make it sound like you're going to sign this one package, you're going to be franchised, and then you're going to be selling franchises within 60, 90 days, and they're going to even do the franchise sales for you. What they're not telling you is more often than not, it doesn't work. What's going to happen is you're going to go through the process. You're going to feel great. Everyone's going to make you feel good. The consultant's going to tell you they're going to start selling, but that's not possible. When you launch your franchise, you need to go through a discovery process. You need to season your franchise brand. You need to prepare it for franchise sales. And that means rolling up your sleeves, doing the hard work, really developing what your franchise brand story is, what your compelling value proposition is, building out third-party validation, right? Whether it's PR or media pieces, telling your founder story. And really developing that over the first 12 months after you launch your franchise. I've even seen some consultants to package in videos, but they lack, it's sort of checking off the boxes and form over substance. You're missing out on the heart of what you need. And then what we see is many of these franchisors, they go down this path, they're disappointed, they suffer from what I call franchise fatigue. So you need to be cautious. That's my warning, right? But back to the basics here. Franchise lawyer prepares your legal documents, your franchise disclosure document, your franchise agreements, files your franchise registrations, federal level, state level, your trademarks, your corporate structures, and a good franchise lawyer is going to give you development know-how as to how to structure your franchise and franchise best practices. Franchise consultants, they cover business elements, and there's some really good, amazing franchise consultants out there. They're going to help you with competitive studies, preparation of your operations manual, and strategy as to franchise development, and even strategy as to budgeting and future franchise sales. A win-win relationship is when you have a good franchise lawyer and a good franchise consultant that work together for your best interests. What you need to be aware of everyone who a consultant that promises you everything, a complete package from franchise consulting through legal, through franchise sales. What they're doing is just selling you a lot of things, but I'm not sure it's going to move the needle for you. And from what we've seen, you need to be very cautious. Not only is it unethical, but I worry more, not even the money you're going to spend or waste. I worry about the time you're going to lose or the frustration you're going to feel. So you need a good franchise lawyer, and you really could benefit from a good franchise consultant. And in between, you just need to scrutinize those consultants that are promising you everything. If something sounds too good to be true, it probably is.